I am Turok!
Hello everyone, my name is Plague Dr. Frankie and welcome to another video. As you can tell by the title of this vid, I will be ranking all of my favorite bosses in gaming. This is a little gift for y'all since my birthday is right around the corner, so I decided to go and drop another good video for y'all. Now, before we start, I want to say a few things. Firstly, I don't hate any of the bosses on this list. I love them all deeply and I'm ranking them from least favorite to most favorite. Now, there will be spoilers for a lot of games on this list because a lot of them consist of final bosses. So here will be the spoilers for all of the games on this list. And now with that warning out of the way, let's go and get our gear ready and let us go and rank these bosses. So this is usually one of the first bosses you'll ever encounter in Don't Starve, but this one-eyed menace is quite a memorable and terrifying foe. So this is the Deer Clubs. Like I said, this is usually one of the first bosses you'll ever find, and it's in probably one of the harshest times for Don't Starve, winter. I actually really love Deer Clubs more than any other boss in Don't Starve. The theme, the look of the boss, and the looming presence of him before he arrives and starts to destroy everything in his path. Deer Clubs is also one of the most destructive bosses in Don't Starve, besides probably Berger. But also, Deer Clubs is my favorite boss in Don't Starve because he is so iconic and horrifying. I can still barely kite him without taking a hit or two, but he is still an enjoyable boss to fight and I love everything about this boy. He is very sluggish and pretty slow for a giant, but he does pack a punch and can even freeze you. And he also does have one of the worst sanity drains in the entire game, so it makes him quite a tricky foe to fight as your first true boss in Don't Starve. But if you're a pro gamer like me, then you'll take him down no sweat. Anyways, Deer Clubs is my favorite boss to fight, because he is literally one of the only bosses I have fought and killed, and well, he's just perfect. He was even so great he even got into Terraria. Lucky guy in my opinion. But yeah, cool giant deer is cool to me. So this boss is extremely chaotic and hella hectic, but this is what makes this boss one of my all-time favorites. Behemoth. The final challenge in Exoprimal, and easily one of the most difficult and challenging battles in the entire game. This boss is extremely chaotic and it requires lots of teamwork, otherwise you will all die. Behemoth is my favorite boss in Exoprimal, mainly because of how insane it is. The boss consists of all of the dinosaurs in Exoprimal besides the Neo T-Rex, and it's a massive survival endurance packed with objectives, and I love it. I love how insanely chaotic and fun this boss is, and the fact that it doesn't hold back and sends literally everything at you is what makes this boss a fun but hard challenge to fight. I love everything about this boss, especially how satisfying it is to actually win and defeat Behemoth. Such an amazing and fun boss to fight. And like in my top 10 favorite dinosaurs in media video, I love how you and the enemy team up to go and take on Behemoth. It makes this battle so much better and so much more fun if you take it on with friends. Just a perfect blend of fun and chaos all mixed together into one big banana split with dinosaurs in it. It just makes me even more sad to know that Exoprimal failed. I miss this game so much and I miss Behemoth so much. Rest in peace, Exoprimal. So, take Handsome Jack, a really evil and quite powerful villain in Borderlands 2, but give him the powers of sorcery. The Handsome Sorcerer, a really badass boss in Borderlands 2. If Handsome Jack wasn't already evil enough, they gave this man the power of fucking sorcery and necromancy and even hellish powers. If the Assault on Dragon's Keep DLC wasn't already good enough, the Handsome Sorcerer makes this even better for me. Him being the final boss of the DLC and having probably the best theme of a boss in all of Borderlands 2 just makes this guy so good. Now it is quite weird to include a DLC boss into my list, but firstly, it's my list, and secondly, I didn't say I was not going to count DLC bosses. Anyways, the Handsome Sorcerer is my favorite boss in Borderlands 2, mainly because of the massive build-up to him, the final top of massive tower and the music. Oh god, that music. All of that makes this boss such an enjoyable battle and a perfect final boss for the Assault on Dragon's Keep DLC. And also, don't even get me started with the ending once you beat the Handsome Sorcerer. That shit had me crying on the inside for days. But at least Bud Stallion is still alive and well. Overall, great boss, great music, depressing as fuck ending, and overall another fun addition to the Borderlands series. Even if this guy is extremely hard to find, it is easily the most terrifying boss I have on this list, and also has very many tentacles. Jesus Christ, where do I begin with the Kraken? Oh, I know, it's horrifying. Yes, if you couldn't tell from the Sea of Thieves being set in the middle of the ocean, of course the gigantic squid would be horrifying to fight. Although the Kraken is my favorite of the few bosses that are in Sea of Thieves. Mainly because of how rare it is, making you dread even sailing away from an island, than the pure chaos that happens when you fight it. It's able to pick up your friends and kill them with ease. It can destroy your boat in a matter of minutes, and overall you need lots of firepower to even take this thing on. But that's what I love about it. The pure fear this boss puts into you is what makes the Kraken so memorable to me. Especially if you were with friends, and you all are screaming at this as this thing has to power everything. Such an amazing yet horrifying boss, but I will admit the grind in order to even get to the Kraken is annoying as hell. And it can take literal days to even get one Kraken, and the loot isn't really worth the kill. But as an experienced pirate myself, it's not about the kill. It's about the journey and how much fun you had. I know I pulled that out of my ass, but in summary, Squidward is a fun fight, and the calamari afterwards will be delicious. I'll be the one cooking it. This boss does give me PTSD, but I will admit, it's as fun as hell, and oh my god, that music is good as fuck. The Necromancer. The second to final boss in Castle Crashers, but the one boss that deserves to be the final boss. The Necromancer is, like I said, the second to final boss in Crashing of the Castles, and he's easily the most heart-racing boss in the entire game. The Necromancer himself is quite a pushover, but the minions he revives is the best and hardest part of the fight. It's all about chaos and destruction here in this fight, as you fight in the sea of corpses and all while this banger of a song plays. Seriously, developers were cooking when making this OST. But yeah, the sheer amount of shit you have to endure and all paired with that music either makes you feel like the Doomslayer or makes you scream your lungs out not trying to die. The Necromancer is a very difficult boss fight at first playthrough, but a second go around, or even if you have the right gear, this boss ain't that bad. Also, please for the love of God don't say anything about Insane on Necromancer, otherwise I will cry. Anywho, the Necromancer stands as my favorite boss to fight in Castle Crashers, and one of the only bosses that makes me feel like a badass with the OST he has. Seriously, please listen to it, it's so goddamn good. This was a creature you may have seen in a previous video of mine, but one that lives near and dear to my heart. Ah yes, Thunder, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, my favorite T-Rex of the Turok series. This half-prehistoric creature and half-mechanical horror lives in my head rent-free and will always be one of my favorite dinosaurs in media. I understand I already have talked about Thunder in my previous top 10 video, so I will be sure to keep this entry brief and simple. Encountering him at the end of the final level of Turok Dinosaur Hunter, Thunder can cause quite a lot of problems for people who aren't as experienced with the Turok franchise as I am. Being very quick and able to catch up to you in seconds and having very powerful attacks, Thunder can be a powerful dinosaur to take on, but he does go down very quick and he basically only uses one attack, so he ain't the most powerful boss here. But he is still a great foe to fight, and I do hold him close to my heart because, well, when the hell am I ever going to talk about a mechanical dinosaur again? Either way, Thunder will always live on as one of my favorite T-Rexes and one of my favorite bosses in my whole years of gaming. I love you, Thunder. Basically, all I gotta say for this entry is that they have great looks, and if you are a fan of laser light shows, then you will definitely enjoy this boss. So, the Empress of Light, the Queen of the Hollow, and definitely the flashiest boss on this list. Hell, it could basically be passed off as a Caesar warning due to how flashy she is. Anyways, the Empress of Light is a hard mode hollow boss in Terraria and is definitely one of the bosses you'll accidentally summon on your first playthrough. Although she is my favorite boss because, as the developer said, she is a beautiful bullet hell. And yeah, they definitely weren't kidding. During my Legendary Mode playthrough with me and my friend, she was easily the biggest challenge of that run, having us have to beat Moonlord to kill her, but besides that, she's definitely a very fun boss to fight. I love how flashy and colorful her attacks are, and her music is a mix of a peaceful melody and an absolute crazy music notes. And not to mention, she absolutely bombards you with a mix of attacks that keeps you on your toes and makes you go into the gamer pose. All of this mixed together makes her boss a seriously tough fight, and I am in love with her. Despite how annoying she can be, she is easily my favorite boss to fight and has one of my favorite boss themes to listen to in Terraria. Just dodging her attacks and barely staying alive with the skin of my teeth makes the Empress of Light an absolute heart racer of a battle. And don't even get me started with her enraged form. That form is just annoying. But I still admit it is a fun fight. All in all, she is fun as hell and she is very pretty. All I can say about this guy is that he duped us all by calling himself a king. This little bug bastard. Oh boy, where do I start with this guy? Although before we start, I know some Bug Fables fans are going to be annoyed that I'm calling him the Wasp King and not the Everlasting King. Firstly, I say,
Go fuck yourself.
And secondly, I am not about to say the Everlasting King over and over again. Finally, lastly, the Wasp King and the Everlasting King are the same guy, so I'm not trying to say they're different. Anyways, now with that out the way, let's talk about the not King Wasp. So, the Wasp King, the final challenge in Bug Fables, and definitely a boss to fear. He was strong enough to take on all of Bulgaria's toughest challengers and won them all. It took a lot of prep to get here, and now here we are, in a one-on-one showdown. God damn, I love this dude. The fact he's so intimidating makes him such a good character. To see him throughout the game and actually taking him on is even better. All of that, and then this banger of a thing goes on. My god, you have yourself a 5-course meal with bugs as a dessert. But yeah, the Wasp King has 3 phases, all of them quite annoying because he usually gains back health each time, and he even summons some stuff to help him out. But even so, he isn't really that strong. He still does pose a threat, don't get me wrong, but with the right healing items and abilities, and he is as good as gone. But that still doesn't change the fact that the Wasp King is a great boss, even though he isn't actually a king. If you say I'm lying, then go ahead and look it up for yourself. Now the fun thing about this guy is I remember obsessing over him a lot, and to be honest, I still kinda do. Sorry for that little wait time, I just wanted you to see the awesomeness that is Super Shredder. Fighting him at the very end of the game, I will admit he is kind of a pushover. He's mainly a massive dodging game, but goddamn on gnarly difficulty this guy can pack a punch. Anyway, Super Shredder has to probably be my favorite incarnation of Super Shredder. TMNT Shredder's Revenge has definitely made my love for Shredder skyrocket due to how fucking cool this guy is. Granted, he ain't the most powerful villain ever, but my god, this man can sure as hell make an entrance. And not only is his fight fun and extremely entertaining, his theme just goes so incredibly hard. Like, holy fuck, the music artist of Shredder's Revenge really did not mess around with this. It fits Super Shredder perfectly, and paired that up with the pretty hands-on fight makes this bound an extremely engaging and very difficult game of Dodge the Flames. But despite how sorta easy Super Shredder is, I cannot deny that his fight is just one of my favorite cases of the dodging battle in gaming. I just love Shredder a lot, and making him into Super Shredder just makes me love him even more. Now, of course, we have ourselves some honorable mentions. There ain't a lot on here, so I'll keep this brief and short. Now, the infected broodmother does hold quite a great battle for our boss in Grounded, but she does get really annoying to fight in her third phase, and she can be extremely resource hungry with how much you need for her. But I will admit, a fast-paced boss like her is very fun, and definitely is my best boss in Grounded. Such a shame that Shadow Trap got placed into such a small game like Borderlands the pre-sequel. I actually love Shadow Trap a lot. He makes the ending of the Claptrap DLC very fun and memorable, and I love how he talks. And to be honest, he is right about a lot of things, especially how Claptrap gets treated. Overall, great boss and an otherwise decent game. Funny thing is, I actually was going to place Galeem and Darkon into this list, but I had other bosses I loved more. But I will not deny that these two make for a great fight, especially how they actually fight each other during the boss fight. You were just caught in the middle. It makes for such a perfect and memorable fight in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that I love a lot. I understand how weak and worthless the lunatic cultist can be, and how once you fight him once, you basically never have to fight him again. But I absolutely love his design so much. And he can be quite tricky if you aren't careful. He may be weak, but don't get too cocky or else he'll most likely get a hit off you. Anyways, I enjoy his design and fight, but he really is weak once you fight him a few times. And that concludes my honorable mentions. Bosses that didn't really make it onto the list, but I love a lot. And now, on to our final entry. For this guy being as old as he is, you would think time would have taken him away by now. Unless... Boom, gotcha, didn't I? Yes, as I known as Have a Nice Death is, time is definitely one of my favorite bosses I've fought in a while. Being a frail old man at first, you would think this boss fight would be pretty easy, right? Well, for a game that is like Hollow Knight with a dash of Terraria, yeah, you ain't getting an easy fight. Time in his first phase is quite easy and not really that hard. The true bread and butter is his second phase, growing into a large buff wizard who is way bigger than you. It means that going from a normal whimsical theme to a hard rock song. It's just what makes this boss so great to me. Have a Nice Death is already such an underrated gem as is, and having time in it just makes it so much greater. I know I didn't include life in here, and that is because her fight is just sort of annoying and I didn't really enjoy it as much as Time's. But I do love how Time is just the first hurdle before going and taking on life herself. All in all, Time is such an amazingly designed boss to me. The little trick that he tries to pull to think that this will be an easy fight after the annoying as hell bridges. Seriously, fuck those guys. And then Time pulling off the trick of the century, then his theme going all out is what makes this battle one of my favorites. Just everything mixes so well with each other. It's like just a perfect blend of everything that I love. And this is why Time is my favorite boss in Have a Nice Death and my favorite boss in gaming. So here we are again at the end of the video. Now, honestly, I never thought I could ever make another one of these videos, to be honest. I normally suck with doing anything big like this, especially since I'm lazy, but I really wanted to do something special for my birthday for you guys. You guys have been so amazing to me, and I cannot thank you enough. Thank you for watching and liking my videos. You all have made me want to try and continue my video journey, and I thank you all. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys have any bosses in gaming that you love a lot, then please leave them in the comments. I would be utterly delighted to see them. Anyways, enough said. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you loved it, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Take care out there, stay safe, and the doctor is out.